Imagine this for a second. You're walking down the street and suddenly in an accident, you lose your arm. Painful, tragic, life-changing, right? But now picture this. What if over the next few weeks that arm simply grew back? New bones, new muscles, new skin, like nothing ever happened. Sounds like pure science fiction, doesn't it? Well, here's the twist. For some animals, that's not science fiction at all. It's reality. Mexican walking fish. Cut off its limb and it calmly regrows a brand new one. Bones, nerves, even blood vessels, all fully functional. Similar to starfish? And every time I think about this, one question hits me. If they can do it, why can't we? Think about the possibilities for humans. Soldiers injured in battle, accident victims, children born with missing limbs. What if regeneration wasn't just a dream, but an actual medical treatment? Imagine hospitals where doctors don't replace missing arms with prosthetics, but trigger your body to grow a real one. It feels like nature has been holding out on us. Why give salamanders this superpower, but not us? What's so different about their biology compared to ours? In this video, we're diving deep into that mystery. We'll explore which animals can regenerate, how they pull it off, and most importantly, why humans lost this ability along the evolutionary road. And trust me, the answers are surprising, a little unsettling, but also full of hope. Because the truth is, like, scientists are closer than ever to unlocking regeneration in humans. So, stick with me. This journey is about to get wild. Let's meet the super-regenerators. When we think about healing, most of us imagine scars, bandages, or maybe a long recovery period. But in the animal kingdom, there are creatures whose bodies work like something out of science fiction. They don't just heal, they rebuild. Take the Mexican walking fish, a rare amphibian from Mexico. If this little creature loses a leg, it doesn't scar over like humans do. Instead, it regrows the entire limb, bone, muscle, nerves, even skin, as if nothing ever happened. What's even more astonishing is that axolotls can also regenerate parts of their heart, spinal cord, and even portions of their brain. Scientists are fascinated by this ability because it challenges the limits of what biology should be able to do. Then there's the starfish, a master of regeneration in the ocean. Lose an arm? No problem. A starfish can grow a new one. In fact, in some cases, just a single lost arm, if it contains part of the central body, can regrow into a whole new starfish. Imagine that. One body becoming two. Their secret lies in special cells that remain active throughout their lives, giving them a kind of biological reset button. And let's not forget salamanders. These creatures might look ordinary at first glance, but they're among the champions of regeneration. Salamanders can restore not just limbs, but also their tails, jaws, and even parts of their eyes. What sets them apart is the speed and precision with which this happens. The new body part isn't just functional, and it's often indistinguishable from the original. What's so intriguing is how each of these animals has its own blueprint for regeneration. Axolotls use specialized cells that turn back the biological clock. Starfish rely on a decentralized nervous system, and salamanders seem to keep a pool of ready-to-go cells for repair. Despite their differences, the result is the same: the ability to bounce back from injuries that would be catastrophic for almost any other creature. These super-regenerators force us to ask, if evolution gave them these remarkable gifts, why not us? And perhaps even more importantly, could studying them one day unlock the key to helping humans do the same? Let's understand the science behind regeneration. The secret lies deep within their cells. When a salamander loses a limb, something remarkable happens. Instead of just closing the wound with scar tissue, its body kicks off a whole new building process. Here's how it works. The cells at the injury site don't just heal over. Instead, they transform into what scientists call a blastema, a small bud-like structure packed with special cells. Think of it like nature's construction zone. Inside this blastema are stem cells, which have the amazing ability to turn into almost any type of cell the body needs. Muscle, skin, bone, even nerve tissue. But the magic doesn't stop there. These cells don't just rebuild randomly. They somehow know where they are in the body and what's missing. If the salamander loses a leg, the blastema doesn't create a tail or a random lump. It regrows a leg, perfectly shaped and functional. Scientists believe this happens because of chemical signals and instructions stored in the DNA, guiding the cells like a blueprint. Now, let's compare this to humans. When we get injured, our bodies are also quick to respond. Blood rushes to the area, clotting begins, and soon scar and tissue forms to close the wound. This process is great at keeping us alive and preventing infections, but it comes at a cost. Instead of rebuilding what was lost, scar tissue simply patches the damage. It's like covering a broken window with duct tape. It seals the gap but doesn't replace the glass. So why can't we do what salamanders do? The key difference is in how our cells behave after injury. Human cells focus on quick repair, not regeneration. Our immune system, while powerful, often interferes with the complex regrowth process by sealing wounds too fast. In contrast, super-regenerators like salamanders have evolved to keep their wounds open just long enough to let blastema cells do their work. This is where the real mystery lies. We humans do have stem cells, but they don't act the same way in our adult bodies. Unlocking that potential could be the key to regeneration in humans, something scientists are still trying to figure out. Now let's understand why can't humans do it. If starfish can grow back arms and salamanders can rebuild entire limbs, you might wonder, why not us? The answer lies in how our bodies prioritize survival. When humans get injured, our bodies rush to close the wound as fast as possible. Blood clots form, tissues knit together, and eventually, scar tissue seals the area. It's not perfect, but it's quick. And in evolutionary terms, speed often meant survival. A scar might leave you with limited function, but it stops infection and bleeding far more efficiently than waiting months for a new limb to grow. The key difference is in how our cells respond. Regenerating animals can form a special structure called a blastema, a cluster of cells that act like a blueprint for rebuilding what's missing. Humans, on the other hand, don't generate blastemas. Instead, our cells lay down fibrous scar tissue, which works like a biological patch but doesn't restore the original structure. There's also the issue of energy. Regeneration demands enormous biological resources. Growing a limb requires cell division, patterning, and coordination on a massive scale. For creatures like salamanders, which live relatively simple lives, this is manageable. But humans with larger bodies and higher energy needs evolve toward efficiency. Rapid wound closure gave us a better chance at surviving infections, predators, and harsh conditions, at the expense of regeneration. In short, humans heal differently because evolution optimized us for fast protection rather than perfect restoration. We traded regeneration for resilience. Cutting-edge research scientists are studying how these animals react right after losing a limb. Instead of forming a scar like humans, their cells quickly gather at the wound site to create something called a blastema. This cluster of cells acts almost like a reset button, turning into muscles, nerves, bones, and skin as needed. By mapping how salamanders control this process, researchers hope to find clues that could one day be applied to humans. But regeneration isn't only about animals. Human-focused research is already underway in two exciting fields: stem cell therapy and tissue engineering. Stem cells, often described as the body's raw material, can develop into many different types of cells. Doctors are experimenting with ways to use them to repair damaged tissues, from spinal cords to heart muscles. Meanwhile, tissue engineering is working on lab-grown organs, structures created from a patient's own cells that could one day be implanted back into the body. While we're not at the point of regrowing a human arm yet, every discovery brings us closer. What once seemed impossible, like regrowing a spinal cord or repairing a heart, may be within reach in the coming decades. Bigger picture and reflection. When we step back and look at the bigger picture, one thing becomes clear. Nature is filled with solutions that are nothing short of extraordinary. These creatures remind us of possibilities far beyond our current human limits. But it's not just about biology, it's about imagination. Watching nature regenerate makes us wonder what life could look like if humans shared even a fraction of this ability. This brings us to an emotional question I'd like to leave with you. If you had the power to regrow any part of your body, how would it change your life? Would it bring you freedom, courage, or even a new sense of hope? As scientists continue to study these super-regenerators, it reminds us that sometimes the answers to humanity's greatest challenges might already be written in the natural world around us. It's humbling and inspiring to think that the smallest creatures can hold the secrets to some of our biggest medical dreams. And that's the fascinating mystery of regeneration, how some animals can grow back entire body parts while humans are left with scars. Nature has perfected what we can only dream of, and scientists are working hard to unlock that secret for us one day. Now I want to hear from you. If you had the power to regrow a limb, how would it change your life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon